Jennifer and Chris Black have played an essential role for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation since 2005. They help launch and sponsor CF Awareness Day at the Massachusetts State House and have been consistent fundraisers for great strides through their Family Walk team. They currently serve on the Uncork the Cure Committee and are taking their commitment to new heights and joining the Extreme team and hiking in June. They serve as guest speakers at CF events and advocate for CF on Beacon Hill as participants in CF Awareness Day. To honor the CF community, Chris and Jennifer secured a generous grant from the Francis Pugh Hayes Family Foundation to support the annual dinner. Jennifer will now present the Francis Pugh Hayes Family Foundation Hope in Action Award to a couple who embodies Franny's desire to give. Our 2015 award winners not only give from the heart, they inspire others to give from the heart as well. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer Black to the stage.
Thank you. Very nice, thank you. Good evening, everyone. So we have had some pretty exciting times and much progress in the CF community over the last few years. But during the holidays, I was reminded as to why we can't slow down. And Pam and I did not plan this, so it ties very nicely into your opening. I spoke with a mother who was thrilled that her college daughter, for the first time, was being dosed in a clinical trial. A lot of hope. And then I listened to another mother who has a teenage daughter who's entering her third clinical trial and had a little concern because she's not doing as well as they had hoped. And then I was moved to tears listening to a CF dad tell me that his 13-year-old son was not going to qualify for any trial in the future because of his liver. His lungs were okay, but he needed a liver transplant. And every time he hits the hockey rink, he takes his life into his own hands. So, my friends, we cannot slow down. And thankfully, our award winners tonight do not have those two words in their vocabulary. Diane and Jim took the CF community by force and storm in 2000 by instilling their energy, their passion, their spirit of giving, their zest for living into the CF community. And for the last 15 years, they have continued to do so and continue to do that to this day. From 4 different walk sites, 2 golf tournaments, a more than marathon 30-mile hike, the Falmouth Road Race, on top of sitting on the committees of Uncork the Cure and Casino Royale, their willingness, their spirit for giving, and their kindness has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the foundation. And they have brought that spirit of giving and kindness along the way to the others that they have recruited and to their posse, because they like to say life is better with a posse. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in recognizing and welcoming to the stage Diane O'Donnell and Jim Massman, our 2016 Hope in Action Award winners.
Thank you, Pam, and thank you, Jennifer, and I'll encourage everyone. I'm just going to take a few moments, so keep your rocks in your hand, and please don't send them my way. We're really honored to receive this award. You know, we've been in this audience for the better part of 15 years, and we've heard firsthand from people who have enthusiasm and commitment and just the outstanding results that people have achieved in fighting this disease. So we're really humbled to be recognized this way. So thank you. A couple more words. I just want to thank and recognize a few people without whom our efforts would fall flat. And then I'll share just a few words of reflection on our experience on the outside chance that it may prove helpful for some of you in the audience. First, thank you, Pam, and the entire foundation staff. We really feel blessed to have you, such a dedicated crew, working on our behalf and working on behalf of our Patrick and those like him who are afflicted with the disease. We forged some great relationships over the years, and that generally has extended beyond the business at hand, and we really feel very thankful to have you all at the foundation considered friends, not just partners. Next, Patrick's posse, as Jennifer alluded, doesn't exist without the posse itself and the members. And they've been through the trenches with us, and we have several of them here with us tonight. And given their efforts, I'd like to recognize them by name. You don't need to stand up, and please don't throw rocks at them. Mary Guy, Linda Douglas, Susan O'Donnell, Rick and Margaret O'Donnell, Paul and Mary Butler, Joe Poplowski and Nancy O'Donnell, Steve and Carrie Kern, and last and certainly not least, but our daughter Elizabeth, who by virtue of her hard work, motivation, and easygoing demeanor really serves to provide a stabilizing influence in our house, especially when my excessive compulsive tendencies start to rear up. So thank you. And if you all wouldn't mind, just a brief round of applause for Patrick's posse. And so lastly, just a little bit of perspective from our experience. My family has been Jesuit educated for several generations. And I'm thrilled that Patrick, now at BC High, and Elizabeth next year at BC, will carry on that tradition. And the central tenet of Ignatian spirituality, which underpins the Jesuit philosophy, is the notion that God can be found in all things. All places, all situations, all people. And for those who have a different faith or no formal faith at all, just substitute God for good. And the analogy still works. So I try to bring that thought process into our house to the everyday whenever I can. And there's no doubt it's challenging at times, and in particular with CF in the mix. Many in this room understand the vestiges of the disease. They understand the physical and mental toll it can take, the stress that it can inflict, and the disruption it brings to the everyday life, the otherwise everyday life. But if employed correctly, the notion that good is everywhere can be a powerful anecdote. It can keep us moving forward, can keep us from feeling sorry for ourselves. And sometimes it's easy to see the good. And if you look around this room and the collective impact of the science, the fundraising, the compassion, and the care, it's very easy to see the good. Other times, in the heat of the moment, it's not as easy and it's a little more difficult, and sometimes we fall down, but it's there. Maybe it's a comforting word from an empathetic nurse. Maybe it's a teacher who cuts a little slack on an assignment with somebody coming back from being out. Or maybe it's just that precious time spent together in the middle of the night doing a nebulizer. My good friend Ozzie Babson and I met via the CF connection when our kids were just babies. And I know Ozzie's here tonight. Where are you, Oz? There he is. So we've joked with each other in the past, and we've said, you know, we wish we would have never met each other. And Oz, I know maybe that's still true. But friendships like yours and the other connections that we all make along the way are really an ever-present reminder that good really can come from something so bad. So on behalf of Diane and me, thank you all once again, and God bless.
Thank you, Jim and Diane. It's fun to be a member of the posse.